Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here, and welcome back to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, I have in front of me my entire Ninjago book collection. I figured we'd go through these books and I'll kind of talk about, I guess, where they came from and if they have any exclusive figures in them. Just kind of wanted to make this video because I really like collecting Ninjago books, and throughout my Ninjago career, this is basically what I got. So I figured we'd go through these individually, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I guess we're just going to start off chronologically here. This is the Ninjago Character Encyclopedia. I believe that this came out in 2012, I want to say, and this was the first Ninjago book that I got. And the reason why I got it was because of the exclusive figure that it came with, that being the Kimono Lloyd, or as it says here, Green Ninja ZX. They are wrong. That is Kimono Lloyd. But I really like this book overall. This was one of the first, I guess, Ninjago books that I really had my eyes on because of that exclusive figure there. And yeah, 2012. It also retailed for $18.99 USD, so I guess that's something. We can see some artwork on the back here of Kai fighting Samukai. And obviously, since this book was released in 2012, it only covers, I believe, the first couple of seasons of Ninjago. You can kind of see the whole contents list there, and yeah, we only got ninjas versus skeletons and ninjas versus serpentines, so obviously not too, I guess, insane of a thing. And then they do have a little bit of a teaser at the end for the Stone Army final battle saga. So naturally what we got here is just a brief sort of, I guess, basic look at the first couple of years of Ninjago, and obviously being a character encyclopedia, it is all about the Ninjago characters, and there are a lot, and of course various things that the characters drive, like the Samurai Mech, or Cole ZX and his Tread Assault, stuff like that. Just basic stuff. The books would be expanded later on in future years, but this was, I guess, the big first character encyclopedia that came out for Ninjago. Next up, we actually have this Ninjago Visual Dictionary. Now, this one came out in, I believe it was 2014, and this is actually a really large book, especially compared to the previous character encyclopedia that we looked at. Yeah, you can definitely see that it's a little larger there. So just taking a look at this one really quick. Yeah, 2014, copyright $21.99 USA. And this one also came with a figure. This one came with a limited edition Zane Rebooted, which is just the regular Techno Zane. Not sure why it's labeled as a limited edition minifigure. Maybe it's because the only way that you could get that was through an exclusive set. I forget what the set was exclusive to, but it was exclusive to something. And this one, if I'm remembering correctly, is just a visual history, if you will, of the Ninjago series up until, I guess, Rebooted, or including Rebooted. You can kind of see the Thunder Raider there. Yeah, so pretty much just original stuff and beyond until Rebooted came out, so it kind of covers, I guess, what the first character encyclopedia was kind of missing. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's not so much a character highlight as much as it is just a visual dictionary on everything that you can see in Ninjago. So, yeah, overall it's pretty good, I'd say. It's definitely not my favorite book that I own. And again, all of the books do get better as they, you know, go on later in the year. Yeah, the Destructoid is right there. Does it say what it was exclusive to? It does not. I know it's exclusive to something. I believe it was a Target exclusive in a Lego store or something like that. But yeah, it just kind of has all this kind of basic stuff in here, and then it also has some really nice Nindroid printing at the end, so that's kind of cool. But that'll pretty much do it for this one, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, next up we have this character encyclopedia. This one came out in, I believe it was 2016, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, 2016 Ninjago copyright. This is kind of an updated version of the original character encyclopedia, and this is the second edition of this. The third edition will be coming out next year for 2021. But this one came with a new exclusive J minifigure, which was the Stone Armor J. This one is actually still on the market today. You can definitely go ahead and find it on the market at Barnes & Noble, for example, and I really like the artwork that we see in here of all the ninja. That just looks awesome. But just like the first character encyclopedia, all this is just a detailed look at each one of the ninjas, and of course all their allies and their enemies, and just overall it's essentially an updated version of what we saw in 2012. And I believe this goes all the way up to Skybound. Yeah, so definitely needs an update, which is why I'm really happy that the third edition will be coming out next year. So overall, I mean, this one is pretty good. It's not like perfect or anything like that, but it's still like really fun. And something else that I do want to point out regarding these books, a lot of people have noted this as well, that these books are very inaccurate, and they are. A lot of things in these books don't make any sense, and a lot of things are wrong, but that's just what we have to work with here. And they try their best, obviously, but they're not perfect. The people that write these books are not like super keen Ninjago fans or anything like that. So yeah, it's inaccurate, but it's still really fun to collect these books, and I really do like this artwork on this one in general. That does kind of, I guess, act as a little teaser, if you will, towards Day of the Departed. It's not in this book. Day of the Departed is not covered in here. It only goes up to Skybound, but it is nice to get that hint. Moving on to the Lego Ninjago Movie, I have a few books in that category, including this one. This one I did not buy myself. This one was sent to me by Warner Bros. When they sent me that big Ninjago package for when the movie was coming out, but it is the Ultimate Sticker Collection, and it basically is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a sticker book. It has some information on the Ninjago movie characters, but overall it's just kind of fun to get all the stickers on there and whatnot. We actually do have a few extras as well, just in case we mess up in this, and I remember doing this and having a lot of fun. Obviously it's not meant towards, I guess, my demographic, but overall it's just kind of a nice little sticker book that does kind of act as a guide towards the Ninjago movie, so I can't really complain too much about that. And now we move on to the second Ninjago movie book. This one I actually got recently because I had never picked it up, but this is pretty much my favorite Ninjago book that I have. This is The Making of the Ninjago Movie, and it has a whole lot of really cool artwork in here. Ninjago City, as you can see here, but just overall this is kind of a behind the scenes look at how they made the movie, which is really, really fun. Obviously a lot of stuff in here is going to be really appealing to me because I love movie production and I love seeing how things are made, and this book does a really good job at including like alternative designs, especially when we get to the ninja. But just things like the Destiny's Bounty, it just looks incredible. They also did talk about some alternative plot points for the movie as well that did not make the final cut, but for example, here are some other designs for Kai. You can kind of see up here we got some various other looks that they were working with for Kai, and they do have a section like this for all of the ninja. But just overall, yeah, it's really cool seeing like alternate designs for characters, because it's just like, I don't know, it's just really fun to go through this book. In my opinion, the Ninjago movie was really fun. I know a lot of people just don't like it, but I thought it was really, really good. And reading this book and just going through it and just kind of exploring how things could have been, it's just really fun for me, and it's just because I really love the movie. And again, this doesn't really just have, I guess, ninjas. We also have alternate designs for the villains of the movie, the shark generals, and various things like that. And obviously a big section dedicated to the mechs, which is something that I'm really, really obsessing over, because of course I love every type of mech and robot in the movie. I think they're all awesome. But just overall, that's this book, easily one of my favorite books in my collection that I own, The Making of the Movie. This book is also still on the market. You can find this pretty easily. But yeah, just overall, I really love this book, and we still have one more in the collection that we need to look at. All right, and finally we have this book here, the Visual Dictionary New Edition. Now this is the most recent Ninjago book that I picked up, and obviously you can still find this one on the market in a lot of places. This one retailed for $21.99 USA. So yeah, this one is kind of a mix of the character encyclopedia as well as the original Visual Dictionary. This is the new edition, and it came with an exclusive Teen Woo minifigure, which was, I don't know, it was something, I guess. It wasn't my favorite exclusive minifigure out there, but it has some really nice artwork, and like the other Visual Dictionary, it's obviously just a look at everything in Ninjago in terms of, I guess, design and style, which is something that I can always appreciate, and this is updated to Season 11. So this is probably the most recent book that has come out. It only has up to Season 11 stuff, no Prime Empire or Master of the Mountain stuff, only Season 11 stuff in this book, or at least that's how far they got. But they do have little sections for Master Wu, and they do cover a lot of older Ninjago that some people might not have seen in the previous books. This book is obviously still on the market today. As I said earlier, you can still go ahead and pick this one up, but they just have like little highlights for all of the ninja in there, and again, it's just kind of a visual history, if you will, of Ninjago. Even some of the sections like this one, for example, Ninja Training, it just kind of showcases all of the old monastery type builds and stuff like that. So it's really fun, especially considering how a lot of people really love those, and they do have a section on the enemies as well. And just overall, this book is still really fun to read, and this is probably going to be the most, I guess, recent book that you can pick up in terms of Ninjago history. This has everything up to Season 11, but the visual, or not the Visual Dictionary, but the character encyclopedia that will be coming out next year for Ninjago will be updated up until Season 14 at least. So yeah, so with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much do it. This is the most recent one that I have in my collection, and let's go ahead and wrap up this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was just a look at my entire Ninjago book collection. Obviously, a lot of these are kind of dated at the moment, but a new version of the character encyclopedia will be coming out next year again, and I can't wait for that. Going to be pre-ordering that very, very soon, and I suggest that you guys do as well, especially if you're a big fan of Ninjago books. Obviously, I know that there are a ton more Ninjago books that have come out throughout the years, but these are the only ones that have kind of interested me, and I'm really happy with my Ninjago book collection, and I can't wait to get more. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.